How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video, my opponents quit in Babe Ruth's debut, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, in this video, we're going to be using a variety of brand new cards, pretty much trying out Trea Turner, Chipper Jones, and Babe Ruth for the first couple of games, just because I've only played one game of ranked with both of those guys. I've really tried to focus on unlocking Babe Ruth ever since I picked up Chipper Jones, and it took me about 10 or 11 days. But here we are, so we're trying out Babe Ruth for the first time. I've also only used Satchel Paige for one start, so he's going to be making kind of his debut on the channel as well. I've uploaded a little bit of gameplay with some of these guys, but my main focus was to try and unlock as many players at the beginning of the year as possible, so that way I could use that wild card spot later in the year and kind of interchange a bunch of different players out, and also, you know, try and get some gameplay early on the year. With some of these brand new Charisma type of series players that we have, and some of these Sanford Green set series players that we got. This Satchel Paige card is absolutely disgusting. We kind of had a slow start there with Babe Ruth in his first at-bat. He got robbed from an infield hit on that diving play, but at the same time, just a slow start to this ranked seasons game in general. There we got a hanging slider, and I completely missed it. Still good timing, but definitely on the later side of good on that specific swing. This is also my first couple of games post-patch. They did do an update to pinpoint pitching and tried to make it a little bit more consistent and efficient, I would say, are the two best words there. Trying to not tweak it too much. It wasn't really a buff. It wasn't really a nerf. It was kind of just a couple of adjustments made to that par region, and sometimes pitches were kind of hanging over the middle of the plate, even with great pinpoint accuracy. This pitch, there was not great pinpoint accuracy or great feedback put into the pinpoint meter, but it was still a pretty decent pitch. The main thing with this Satchel Paige, if you're using him, I would recommend using him with this Buck O'Neil boost. As you can see, I have Buck O'Neil 95 overall captain. Very good card, really good early on in the year especially, but also a core card, so you can use him throughout the entire game cycle. And he makes guys like Satchel Paige just that much more fun to use. I know he has kind of a longer windup, but he's a lot of fun to use in this game, and you almost have to get the screwball's confidence up for Satchel Paige just so that way all of his other pitches become that much more lethal. But Trea Turner goes deep. We're going to try and get another at-bat here with Babe Ruth. We hit a perfect with Trea Turner, and that caused that first opponent to quit. It's all good. I'm trying to get some gameplay with a few different guys, facing a few different pitchers as well, trying to go up against a variety of different teams. To start this next one, we're facing Ricky Henderson, first time facing this card, and I was not ready. I did not make that play on defense. He went with a hit and run on a 3-2 count, nobody down, and he was waiting for that fastball up and away. So we go down 2 runs here. Might not be the worst thing in the world, just because this opponent might not quit. However, we do go deep on a questionable swing there, just late. PCI was off of it. Sometimes, you know, when you're not hitting that well, kind of like I am in this video, just kind of a slow start, not really on point with perfect swings and not really on point with the PCI placement, then the stadium sometimes can bail you out playing here at Capitol Lang. But if you don't really hit that well, and your opponent really gets in the groove, then you might be in trouble. And luckily, we've been able to kind of minimize after giving up those 2 runs to Francisco Lindor. Here we have Babe Ruth coming up again. 2-0 count. I'm really looking to swing and drive something. I just missed that one. It was a sinker. Great spot from the opponent as well. Low and in. Probably not a good pitch to swing at. 2-0. But I was ready for it. Now we have Chipper Jones coming up at the plate. Going the other way. Perfect. Low and away. Luckily that was not a double play right to the shortstop. But we're going to have Mike Trout with guys on first and second. That pitcher wall just cost me a run most likely, but at the same time that pitch was right down the middle, as you can see from that feedback bottom left, and I completely missed it, just slightly off at the plate in this video right here. Missing another pitch with Murakami right there. Sinker, had good timing on it, but if you noticed, and I could probably go in slow motion a couple of these times leading into the next couple of videos, but my PCI placement was just way too aggressive towards the baseball once the pitch was kind of traveling towards the plate. After the pitcher released it, I was just moving the PCI a little bit too fast. Not as smooth, not as fluid, but these are just certain things that I notice, especially when I'm editing the videos and kind of going through it. But with that said, we have Babe Ruth coming up to the plate. He missed an opportunity on a sinker up in the zone. First pitch of this at-bat. He comes right back with it, and I was ready. Just didn't get under it. If I get under that, maybe even early timing, without hitting it foul like I have a few times in a couple previous at-bats, just ripping pitches right over the middle of the plate with early timing, coupled with Babe Ruth specifically, could have easily had a couple home runs in this one. Just missing some hittable pitches, but it's going to happen. I can't be perfect at the plate every game or every video, right? Might be the first time we don't go deep with a debut hitter, or at least someone I'm really trying to focus on for the YouTube channel. But with that said, we have a 5-3 lead. Mike Trout gave us a couple run cushion there, got a run right back after the opponent put up one. We have Buck O'Neil up at the plate, really just trying to get it to the next guy, turn the lineup over. We have Trey Turner up with the bases loaded, and this is exactly what you want. A guy with 125 clutch on base, or at least with guys on base, with a chance to drive them in, and Trey Turner comes up big time. Terrible base running decision there by me. We would have had Babe Ruth coming up to the plate with guys on first and third after we just scored runs and got the pitcher's confidence down. Just a bad decision, but he also got that ball in pretty quickly with that relay. Babe Ruth's going to lead off the next inning with a leadoff walk. That was a pitch I really wanted to swing at. I swung at ball 4 the pitch before, and just sometimes when I'm trying out brand new guys for the first time, like Babe Ruth, like Chipper Jones, I just might press myself a little bit too much, add a little bit too much pressure. I tend to swing at some pitches that I might not necessarily swing at with other guys that, you know, I'm not trying to debut. But there, Chipper Jones causes the rage quit in that last one. Maybe it wasn't really like a rage quit, but that was a pretty decent swing. Probably one of my better swings of the ball game with that Chipper Jones. And now we're getting into my first game of BR as well. Sammy Sosa goes deep in his first at-bat, so pretty good debut for Sammy Sosa, even though I wish I was Babe Ruth in this one. Bryson Stott also hits one out, but we're definitely getting that egg for hitting a home run in BR. I really don't play too much Battle Royale, and I probably should play this mode a little bit more, just because it's a really good opportunity to build up your stub count by going 9-0, 12-0, maybe 12-1, just earning those diamond cards. I really want to get Sammy Sosa, so I might try this mode a little bit more frequently. I only played a handful of games last year, mainly played the event and about 100 games of ranked seasons or so. This is the event right here, and Eloy Jimenez goes deep. That card, I'm pretty sure I have 4 at-bats with him and 4 home runs, so he's pretty good, I would say so. He has a couple no-doubters, a couple perfects. Here we have Jeff McNeil. A lot of people like Jeff McNeil, and here he goes deep. I was ready for that pitch up and away. This opponent had gone to that fastball up and away to start a couple batters, and I was ready for it. I kind of started to figure out a couple of those opponents in those ranked seasons games as well, their pitchers' tendencies, their hitting tendencies, but they quit just in time. I felt like I was starting to kind of get into a little bit of a groove there, and then display that in the BR and in events. But until next time, this is going to be the squad that I'm using. I'm going to try and get a lot of ranked seasons games in. I'm at about 600, 13-0, and we're looking to make a push towards World Series. Until next time, I'm College Lefty, and peace out.